Hello everybody and welcome to the Jim Austin Computer Collection. It's great to see you all. What I'm going to do is give you a little overview of the collection, why I started it, who I am and where the collection is going. So I'm a lecturer at the University of York in computer science, where I run the Advanced Computer Architecture group. Thus I have a real interest in the development and design of advanced computing methods. One of the things I do is to develop neural network based hardware, and one of those is in the collection. It's a machine called Cortex. I also run a small company called Cybula, which deals in high performance pattern recognition. And of course, I collect computers. So here's an example of Cortex. It was built a number of years ago. It's based on field programmable gate arrays and digital signal processor technologies. Housed in conventional racks. In fact, it's housed in a silicon graphics cabinet and is used for searching large data sets. So how did I start? Well, quite a long time ago, I was given a radio when I was 7 years of age to try to mend, and I basically took the back off it, got a pair of wire cutters, chopped every component out and put them in little piles, and that was my start in electronics and radios. And I've collected radios ever since, and there's a large collection within the sheds. You'll see in one of the rooms some quite splendid radios. Realizing that in the 70s that technology was moving on and microprocessors had just been developed, I decided to build a microprocessor system based on a simple cost-effective microprocessor solution. As you can see here, the picture below shows a board on top of a rack, and some of you might recognize the sort of cuboid form as being reminiscent of the ORAC machine in Blake 7, which I think I was influenced by. And after making the single board computer at the top, which is programmed by the switches, I then built various EEPROM programmers, digital cassette interface, and interface to an ASR33 originally, which is a big old teletype you'll see around the place. Then when I got a Wang machine, which you'll see in the collection, I ripped the video card out of that and interfaced it into the system with a keyboard. I managed to load BASIC on the system, and the most amazing thing was that BASIC came on a 45 RPM record, which you played through your record player into the modem, and then you could load the program, which I did, and it ran BASIC, a little tiny BASIC. So where did the collecting of computers really begin? Well, when I was at Sussex University doing a neurobiology degree, they had a ICL 2900 machine. As you can see here, a picture of that machine, and it was going to be thrown out, and I thought, well, that seems a bit of a shame, we could preserve this. So I went to the computer manager as a spotty student and asked him if he would consider giving it to me. And amazingly, he took me seriously and showed me around the machine room. Unfortunately, I didn't take it. I think I probably could have done, but that was a great shame, because they're very rare machines nowadays. There's one at Bletchley, but other than that, they don't really exist. So I was off. I thought, well, this is ridiculous. We should be able to preserve these machines because they're fantastic. Most important thing about that machine was that it was super reliable. It had never had an unplanned downtime in all the years that it ran at Sussex. So I got the bug, and the overall aim was to preserve the very large machines, the machines other people couldn't really store. Looking at their complexity and their design, their architectural features, their hardware, the software, the whole lot. Lots of people collect small machines, and I didn't originally collect those, but what happened was, of course, as people got to hear about the collection, the machines flowed in, and now I get people giving me collections of collections. And you'll see the pets, and that came as a group, and the Sharp MZ80s as well, they came as a group. So it's got many, many machines, well over 450, and many thousands of other artifacts, documents, magazines. Really quite large. Until recently, quite compactly stored. But we've got supercomputers, mainframes, PCs, etc. And now we think it's possibly the largest collection on show in Europe. We have no proof of that, but we think it's the case. So what we're trying to do is to arrange the technology into themes and then generations within the theme. So we start off with a mechanical. An example of that might be the Power Summers tabulator, which is actually at the university at the moment, or the sorter, which is in one of the rooms. Relay-based machines, there's a Friden, which isn't on show, but it's hidden away. Valve-based machines, the EDSAC2 module and the Pegasus, as well as the only working Valve computer in the collection, which is a Heathkit analog computer. Transistor, the Elliott 903, which is again in the another room. Small scale, Burroughs B80, medium scale integrated circuits, the PDP-11s, and then the large scale at the Fujitsu supercomputer. And we have an example from every generation in the collection, which for somebody into the technology is key, and that's how one of the ways in which you might consider arranging the collection eventually. For now, we've got themes based on things like minicomputers, DEC PDP-11, one of the largest collections of PDP-11s possibly in the world, but certainly within the UK. Microcomputers, most of the home machines. Supercomputers, Cray being the main one there, which I have a passion for, lots of Cray items and artifacts and so on. And you'll see a vast collection of calculators, which is larger than is actually shown. We haven't got space to show all of them. So the sheds. Well, basically you're in them. They're actually named PS1, PS2, PS3 and Big Shed. PS1 obviously Pig Shed 1, Pig Shed 2, because they used to be pig sheds before being computer sheds. And of course PS1, if you're the modern generation, that's the PlayStation. If you're the older generation, that's the IBM personal computers, PS1, PS2, etc. Big Shed, the one next door, is the new shed which has been built, which is allowing us to arrange equipment. Up to last year, everything was really packed into 3 sheds. So what you're seeing in 4 sheds here is in 3 sheds, and so you couldn't move. So what we've been doing over the last year is building the new shed and connecting the buildings together and moving it around. And we just finished recently in March 2013, the rearrangement, first stage rearrangement, which is allowing people to be able to walk around the collection. It's not arranged in any sort of order at the moment because Pig Shed 3, the big one at the end that you're in, is going to have a false floor in it to allow us to install the mainframes and the supercomputers properly. The next shed, Big Shed, is going to be for mid-range equipment, large machines, but not the very big ones. And then next door to that, in PS2, Big Shed 2, is going to be the deck room, potentially, where all the deck equipment is going to be on display. And you'll see a PDP-12 in there at the moment. Finally, the buildings that are not open today because they're not really accessible is Pig Shed 1, which is going to be the library and store, etc. And then there's going to be a radio collection at the end in the garage. In Pig Shed 2, there's also going to be a little meeting room and a workshop. So it's all go. So it's good stuff, and that should take next year to rearrange possibly. So do come back when it's rearranged. The future after that, obviously keep collecting, sorting the collection, identifying which ones are good things to keep and perhaps some to move on. We are looking at something called the Think Centre, which you'll see details on the website. And this might be in York, might be at the university, which is building on the idea of the collection, which is to have the past, present and future of technology. So the past is a computer collection, the present is what goes on now, and the future is what research is going on in the universities and the companies. So that's an exciting venture which we're putting some time behind this year, building up the proposition. And I have details of that if anybody's interested. I can give you a prospectus of the idea. Okay, so that's it. You have a set of guides to show you around the collection. This is recorded to make it easier to present. I hope you enjoy your day, and please feel free to talk to all the guides, and if of course you would like to help, that would be great. We have a great team behind us at the moment. We've got Peter Cooper, James Carter, Gary Morgan, Pete Turnbull, John Murdy, Trevor Hadsmith, Richard Hine, Richard Fuller, and a number of others. And over the last 6 months, these guys have been pushing these machines around, which is no mean feat when they weigh well over a ton in many cases, and the mainframe itself totally weighs 4.5 tons. So these are major bits of kit. You have to be very careful moving them around. I'd also like to thank the people who donated the machines. Without those, of course, there would be no machines, and most of them are donated. We don't buy them if we can possibly help it, but unfortunately some of them are valuable, and so purchase is necessary to get the particular items to fill the timeline. And I'd also like to thank my long-suffering family for putting up with this. As you can imagine, it's a major venture. So, as I say, if you enjoy yourselves today, and have a good look round. Thanks.